What's up, everyone? It's Wacko. Welcome you to week 1 of SDS Season 13. This week we got 7 games to watch. I opted to just hold off on watching the last game because they have to extend, and I feel like I don't want to wait till tomorrow to record a video. So, you guys get this now, and, well, I'm recording this on Sunday. Actually, I think I forgot to upload my SPS video yesterday, so be on the lookout for that. However, this week we got 7 games to watch, and our first game is going to be Danley versus Havoc. Apparently an old rivalry, so it's going to be interesting to see what happens. On the Danley side, we have the Clefable, Ursaluna, Palafin, Megalodios, Chandelure, and Mandibuzz. And on Havoc's side, we have Dragapult, Roaring Moon, Ferrothorn, Skeledirge, Mega Skarmory, and Toxapex. So kind of a stall core there with some offensive dragons. I think after this week he drops Skeledirge, Pex, and Skarmory, and I think he also drops Roaring Moon for like some other mons, but I don't remember what they are for now, so their stats aren't really being tracked much now. So starting things off, we have Palafin lead into Ferrothorn. We're just going to see hard Chandelure come in on Spikes. Makes sense. Pex is going to come in on Shadow Ball. Shadow Ball does a decent chunk, and the Spadef drop is really good for Pex. We're going to get a Toxic off on Mandibuzz. Mandibuzz is not like eating a Toxic. But I'm assuming we're coming into Defog, the Spike. Yeah, probably. Although I don't really think one Spike is like a big deal for Danley. He's gonna get up another Spike. We're gonna Mystical Fire the Ferrothorn. Ferrothorn lives Mystical Fire. Knockoff doesn't do too much because Latios is pretty bulky. Gonna knock off again. Luster Purge is gonna knock out Ferrothorn. We're gonna see Pex come in. Luster Purge does a lot. But Ferrothorn is able, or Toxapex is able to live to get off the Toxic. Now we go into Skeledirge on the Dragon Pulse. I feel like Skeledirge wasn't really the best play. But Dragon Pulse was a good play, because I probably would have went like hard Roaring Moon and then like lost my Roaring Moon there. Although Roaring Moon probably lives a Dragon Pulse low-key. Mandibuzz is going to come in on the Dragapult. Dragapult's just going to U-turn into Moon. Photosynthesis attack on the Defog. Mandibuzz can't really do much to Moon, so I think Moon is just going to DD here. We're going to U-turn. I guess U-turn does quite a bit, and at this point, like, if he brought this back in, we follow play. We're going to taunt the Clef. Moonblast is just going to knock out Moon, though. And Skarmory is going to come in. We're going to Mega Evolve Skarmory, get up Rocks late game for some reason. Flamethrower doesn't do too much, so it must be like a specially defensive Skarm, maybe? Or maybe Skarm is just that bulky now, because I think it's like 100 special defense. Ice Punch is going to knock it out, though, and then Dragapult's going to come in. We're going to see Draco Meteor. Doesn't KO. And Ice Punch is just going to knock out Pult. And it's going to be GG's. Nothing, like, super cool here, but I think for the most part, like, Havoc kind of drops, like, half his team after this week, which I think makes sense, because it doesn't look very fun to use, like, these Pokemon. So, on all fairness, next up we have King Crasher versus Heister. We got Crobat, Heatran, Iron Valiant, Drapion, Swampert, and Urshifu's Rapid Strike? Single Strike? I think it might be... Oh, fuck, there's 2 Urshifus. I don't know which one. I think Heister has Single, and I think King Crasher has Rapid. So on Heister's side, we have Mega Starmie, we have Zapdos, Tapu Lele, Urshifu, probably Single Strike, Fortress, and Goodra Hisui. No Mega on King Crasher's side. I believe they had, I think they have Mega Venusaur. This side also didn't bring their, oh, no, it was Skarmory, but they dropped it for Mega Mawile, I believe. So we're gonna lead Heatran into Fortress. Fortress is gonna eat with the Aqua Berry, but also throw on Sturdy. That's pretty funny prep. Flash Cannon's gonna do some good chip to Starmie. And Starmie's gonna Rapid Spin for 21%. That's a lot of damage. Liquidation is gonna do almost 50% to Swampert, as EQ does quite a lot. But you have to switch out probably Liquidation. That did a lot of fucking damage. Zen Headbutt is gonna knock out Urshifu. Drapian's gonna come in now. We're gonna see Fortress come in on the knockoff sack. Zapdos will come in. Then we go Heatran. Hurricane misses. And Heatran's gonna get up rocks. Crobat's gonna come in on Dragon Tail. And we bring in Val, which we probably didn't want to bring in Val, but Val at least can KO the Gudra, which is good for it. Then he brings in Zapdos, which is gonna force out Val. I think well, now Val's slower than Starmie, so that's gonna suck. Heatran is going to protect. Now, if I was a Heatran, I probably would have ran like Pasho Berry with like Dark Pulse. I think it gets Dark Pulse or Shadow Ball on the Heatran. Because yeah, Liquidation just does too much damage to everything. Zen Headbutt's gonna knock out Crobat as well. Heatran's gonna come back in. Yeah, at this point, yeah, Starmie just kind of cleans up. So it's a little bit unfortunate. But Mega Starmie is pretty powerful. I'm gonna guess leagues are gonna ban it after their like first season trying it, because yeah, Starmie is kind of insane. I think having a Rapid Spin on like a Mon that has like really good stab moves, or just like good stab coverage in like Ice Spinner, is like really broken. Also has like a pivot move, it gets bulk up. You can run it on the special side too. Like Mega Starmie is just not very fair, in all honesty. So that really sucks for King Crasher that he had to face this, but 8 other people are gonna have to face this too, so hopefully maybe things will get balanced out. I have seen Mega Starmie lose some games as well, but for the most part, like, it seems to like over-centralize like every battle it's a part of, so unfortunately, like, for this season we're gonna have to deal with it, but in future seasons, Starmie's probably gonna get banned. Unless I do Ubers, in which case it's gonna be an Uber, but, you know. Next up we have Cryptix versus Fabian King. Crip is gonna bring Raikou, Suicune, T-Tar, Mega Meganium, Espeon, and Skarmory. On Fabian's side, we have Mega Floette, Tinglu, Annihilate, Tentacruel, Thundurus, and Serena. So we're gonna lead the green Booger Espeon into Thundurus. We're gonna trick the Choice Scarf, and then we're gonna T-Wave the Serena, and then Espeon's gonna go down, but we do get, like, Thundurus is Scarfed now. T-Tar's gonna come in on U-Turn. U-Turn does a lot to this team. Knock off the leftovers, so Tinglu's recovery is not gonna be, like, there anymore, unless it's a Rest Talk, I guess, but yeah, at least Sand doesn't hurt it. We're gonna get off a Toxic on the Tinglu. Whirlwind in Raikou. Raikou's not gonna like that. The Balloon is okay. Are we gonna hard switch out? Oh, we're just gonna Aura Sphere into Serena. I guess that is fair. And then we're gonna Volt Switch, get some good chip damage. Skarm's gonna come in on Aromatherapy. Okay, so that Toxic is gone, basically. Synthesis. And Defog. Oh, Crypt changes. He changed his icon to Karen to represent Gen 2. That's kind of cool. This T-Tar is kind of a, not the T-Tar, the Thundurus is kind of a problem, because like U-Turn and T-Bolt kind of just like punish everything. I mean, Meganium isn't really, but yeah. Also, switching in Meganium on a hit that it would have resisted is kind of sad. So we're gonna see Meganium Synthesis, Mega Soul activates. So yeah, you get the full recovery because it doesn't care about the sand. We're gonna flip turn on the Starmie into Thunderous. And he's just gonna T-Bolt. Yeah, I honestly, I was thinking the same thing. Like, I thought maybe he just U-turn again, but yeah, it's just kind of like Thunderous is very oppressive into your team, unfortunately. I'm gonna get up Rocks. Suicune's gonna come in. Scald. Does quite a bit, and we get the Scald burn, which is nice. Rocks are definitely a problem though, because we no longer have removal, and we're just kind of losing health at this point. U-turn on the T-Tar into Annihilate on the knockoff. No more Chesto Berry. So does Raikou kill this? Oh, extra sensory. Wow, that did fucking nothing. That is why Raikou is 8 points in this league. It might be 9, but like Raikou's not like a fucking 12-point mon or whatever people place it in their leagues. Like, it's just really bad. I probably would have Synthesized with Meganium there, but in all honesty, I think Floette probably just wins this endgame. I also don't really know why we're Calm Minding. Yeah, I was gonna say Moonblast probably just KOs, because I guess the Calm Mind probably helps against Suicune. A little bit. We missed Toxic, which doesn't really matter. But a Floette is gonna get the last couple of KOs. Nice job to Floette. Bounced Pokemon. This thing might also be like more points than it already is. I think I severely underrated Floette at first. I almost put it at like 13 points, 12 points, but I was like, eh. I was using it in Champions, though, and it's really good. Like, it's such a good Pokemon. But I think in Nat decks, like, there's so much more it has to worry about. Like, it has to deal with, like, Melmetal and, like, a bunch of other Steel types or Poison types if it... Well, I mean, it gets Psychic coverage, but, you know, it doesn't get Focus Blast or anything, so a lot of Steel types just kind of wall it. Next up, we have Liger. Is that our... That was our third game. Next up, we have Liger versus Wobbuffet. On Liger side, we have Meowscarada, Mega Scissor, Gouging Fire, Gliscor, Milotic, and Gengar. On Wob side, we have Uxie, Cinderace, Iron Treads, Dragalge, Darkrai, and Ninetales. So no Mega on Wobbuffet's side. I kind of forgot what his Mega was. Is it like Mega Chandelure or something like that? Actually, let me see. Wobbuffet. Oh, he has Mega Gallade. He didn't bring Mega Gallade. Interesting. Sorry, I was a little bit confused with where we were. I thought I had 4 replays left, but I was like, no, there should only be 3. We're gonna see Ninetales hard switch into Gengar. Wow, that Cinderace did not eat that. Gouging Fire is always gonna eat the Cinderace, though. Wii U Gamepad. Excuse me. Hold on. Let me pause this for a second. Alright, Jesus. I missed the last couple turns. My voice is like not coming back either. What the fuck? Okay, so we get up Stealth Rock on Gouging Fire. Crash isn't gonna do much because Iron Treads is like really heavy. EQ is not gonna knock out Scissor. So we're gonna Volt. Oh my god. Going Uxie on this thing is crazy. Why did we switch out of Scissor there? Like, what was Uxie gonna do to Scissor? in particular. Like, I don't really understand. I don't know what he was thinking, but we're gonna see Treads come in on Brick Break. So yeah, we get rid of that Veil, and then Bullet Punch knocks out Treads. My God. Okay, my voice is kind of back. Drake Meteor crit kills Mega Scissor from 82%. That's fucking insane. When I use Dragalge, it doesn't do that much damage. I know it's a crit and all, but like Mega Scissor is a fat steel type. We're gonna U-turn on the Ninetales into Gengar. We're probably gonna see the Veil go up. Yeah, because the Brick Breaker's gone. So Dragalge is gonna be able to come in now. On Shadow Ball, doesn't do too much. To be fair, that did a lot. Assume, yeah, we're gonna see Draco Meteor. We're gonna see Milo to come in. Activate Flame Orb. Flame Orb must have been for like Gallade and Cinderace probably to help deal with those. The thing with Flame Orb Milotic though is like you take Burn, you don't have leftovers, you are weak to Hazard, so like I don't really know if Milotic is better with just like boots than it is with Flame Orb. Because I feel like you overall take a lot less damage. Also, that's a nasty plot, Uxie. Trick Room, nasty plot, Psychic Noise. Oh, it must be Trick Room for Dragalge. That's kind of cool. Meowscarada doesn't want to come in and take a U-turn either. I'm gonna assume Gouging Fire is just gonna crash. Oh yeah, that KOs. Then you have to, oh wait, Dragalge's faster. Draco Meteor should just kill... Oh, you Sludge Wave. I'm surprised you didn't just Draco there, to be honest. Gengar's gonna come in. Still looking like a close game. Gengar's gonna get knocked out, which kind of sucks for Liger, because I think he probably wanted Gengar to deal with the Ninetales. Sludge Wave knocks out Gouge. Okay, so yeah, we just didn't care about that. And then Triple Axel is gonna knock out Dragalge, but I don't think we have enough swaps for Meowscarada to really win. Unless Triple Axel, like, misses. I'm curious to see if that matters. Oh, 2 is 3, 6. Okay, that shit did not matter. Well, it kind of does if you're clicking Blizzard, but I also don't really know why you're clicking Blizzard. Maybe, is Blizzard your only offensive move? Veil, Encore, Blizzard. What's your last move? Like Baton Pass? I don't know. Darkrai's gonna come in. Flower Truck should hit through Veil. Oh, that's like a bulky-ish Darkrai. Okay. Well, it's gonna be GG's. To be honest, I think Liger... This is probably one of the better games this week. I think Liger played pretty well. He also got pretty unlucky, but I think his prep was good. As much as I kind of shit on the Flame Orb Milotic, but... I mean, it is a set. Like, Marvel Scaled Milotic is very, very tanky, and I'm assuming it was probably for, like, tanking Cinderace and Gallade, because I'm guessing Gallade probably would have had Triple Axle for Gliscor, but he didn't bring Gallade, which is interesting, but I guess at the same time, like, it would have had to deal with Bullet Punch, Scissor, it would have had to KO a Gouging Fire, and it would have had to contest with, like, Scarf Meowscarada, or just, like, any Meowscarada if you're not, like, Agility Gallade, so it had a lot of stuff going for it. I'm having, like, acid reflux in my mouth. It's really strange. The Dragalge with the Uxie was pretty cool. I mean, the Dragalge didn't even need the Trick Room half the time. It just kind of killed shit. Like, killing a Scissor through, like, 82% is fucking insane. I think this was Specs... It had to have been Specs Dragalge. For some reason, I thought it was Life Orb, but... Yeah. Next up, we have me versus John Paul. On my side, I have the Garchomp, Spectrier, Samurai Rattouille, Corviknight, Mega Chestnut, and Pheasantipity. And on his side, we have Tapu Koko, Mega Frostlass, Chi-Yu, Porygon 2, Great Tusk, and Iron Crown. So getting things started, I lead with the Samurott into Mega Frostlass, and I click Ceaseless Edge. It does live. You know, the funny thing though is I considered running Night Slash over Ceaseless Edge because I was like, oh, he's just gonna spin. Like I'm Scarf Samurott anyways, obviously by my first turn, but he's just gonna spin the spikes away anyway. So I did almost run Night Slash, and Night Slash would have just killed Frostlass like on the spot. But I do have to deal with Veil for a couple turns. And I am going to miss Ceaseless Edge, unfortunately. I'm going to bring in Chestnut here on the Rapid Spin. But it gives me the opportunity to Mega Evolve. He's going to bring in Chi-Yu. I'm just going to knock off the Life Orb. So I find out that he's Life Orb Chi-Yu. But now he's no item, which means AV Chomp will be able to tank it. And basically the Veil's gone at this point, and he does just sack Frostlass. I'm kind of surprised because I think P2 and Tusk were like pretty safe there, knowing that I'm like AV, but maybe he just didn't know I was AV? I don't know. Maybe it was like a roll. Maybe he like high rolled me and he thought I was like AV. Or he thought I was just like specially defensive, not AV. Fez is gonna come in, it tanks the top of Coco, and then Fez doesn't want to deal with fucking Iron Crown, so we're gonna bring in Garchomp. Tachyon Cutter does kind of nothing, to be honest. Like, even with like plus special attack, that's kind of not good damage. Tachyon Cutter doesn't do shit to Corv, because yeah, the Corv this week is very specially defensive. He's gonna go back into Coco, set up terrain, which is nice for him. And I can go into Fezandipity. He's gonna Volt Switch for a little bit of chip. Tusk is gonna come in. I'm gonna Gunk Shot, which does not too much, but getting chip on Tusk is good. Chip on Tusk is good for like Samurott. He's gonna Close Combat. Also, something to note is my Fezandipity is Technician for some reason. I completely meant to run Toxic Chain, but I accidentally ran Technician, so you're not gonna see any Toxic Chain procs this game, but it's kind of funny. Even though Chestnut has a good special defense, like Chi-Yu's just gonna kill it anyways, so I'm gonna go into Porygon on the Aqua Cutter. I thought I was gonna click Sacred Sword there, but it's fine. He's gonna Charge Beam, which is cool. I'm gonna Roost. Psyshock is gonna come out, so at this point I'm like, well, Fez is kind of dead because Fez doesn't outspeed anything except for Tusk, and like everything at this point just kind of kills Fez, so I'm just letting him kill it. But this is actually, I think, good prep for Spectre, because Spectre doesn't have a way to boost its defense naturally unless it's like Keyberry, which Psyshock I don't believe activates Keyberry, so Psyshock is like his way through Spectre, but I did get the poison on him, and I do know like basically his whole... I don't know his whole set. So I'm going to bring in Samurott on Tui. He's going to bring in Coco on my Sacred Sword. I don't think Sacred Sword actually killed P2, but I had to like go for something. He's going to D-Gleam and do that. And he's going to Volt Switch out into Tusk. Volt Switch did kind of nothing, but I am like very especially defensive Corv. I probably could have roosted there, to be honest. Because apparently Corv just walls Coco if it's not T-Bolt. I actually don't know if he had T-Bolt, but you know. We're gonna Overheat, KO the Corviknight. So no more Corviknight. I'm gonna bring in Samurott on Tui here. We're gonna get a Spike with Ceaseless Edge. He can't really do too much to me because it's Chi-Yu, and Chi doesn't really have a way to hit Samurott. I mean, Overheat did a lot, but you know. But I get up some good spikes. And even though he could Rapid Spin, I can block the Rapid Spin at this point by going into Spectre and getting a Draining Kiss off. So he's going to take some Spikes Chip with the P2. Draining Kiss does quite a bit, and I think he might recover, but I'm kind of fine with that because I know his set. I know that he has Toxic as well, but I figured he'd probably want to like try recovering. But now I've revealed taunt, so at this point, like he just has to kind of click Psyshock and hope for the best because Charge Beam won't do too much. And he will die like sooner than later. Draining Kiss still did kind of nothing, but I'm like Fizz Def Spectre, which is why. But at this point, oh, and I didn't get the Grim Neigh boost because of because it died to Pheasantipity's poisoning. So I'm gonna get a Spectre sweep off here because reasons. Um, oh yeah, and I have some special defense up. I actually think he. Oh no, Ironcrad was at 3% and the spikes were up. So yeah, Crown does get the last. There gets KO'd by Samurot's spikes. And then Fez gets the kill on Porygon. So yeah, good game to John. Honestly, his team was really scary. I kind of thought I was gonna lose, and like, sure, like it looks like I won by quite a bit. Um, I still had a full health Chestnut to deal with like most of the rest of his team, but the thing was like Chi-Yu pressured my team a lot in prep. It forced me to have like AV on Garchomp, so Garchomp was never gonna break through Porygon on its own. So I needed Spectre to be able to kill stuff, and I needed the Chi-Yu to be chipped enough for me to deal with it, but he did kind of throw away his Chi-Yu quite a bit. Like, he could have maybe preserved it, but I understand why it was like a difficult play to make, probably. So with that said, our next game is going to be Nature Guy versus Sagex. Nature Guy side, we have Zeraora, Hydreigon, Infernape, Togekiss, Registeel, Landorus, Therian. What is the Mega? Is this Mega Venusaur? Who's the guy that I thought had Mega Venusaur? I don't think it's King. Oh, King Crasher has Mega Venusaur. What does Nature Guy have? Where is he? Oh, he has Mega Glamora. That's what it was. So no Mega Glamora, which I suppose makes sense versus like this team. Gex is gonna have the Mega Lopunny with the newly buffed like Swords Dance Mach Punch, which also might get like Complex Band in the future. I guess we'll see how it performs. Gex is a good pilot for testing this, I suppose. So I'm not too mad about it, but hopefully it's not like too broken, but it might be broken. But we have Mega Lopunny, Screamtail, Dragonite, Golden Go, Overquill, and Mudsdale. Someone pinged me. Oh, it's corrupt. Okay. So we're gonna see Fake Out on Zeraora. I guess it breaks the multi-scale, but Life Orb Fake Out is an interesting set. Although I'm not gonna lie though, I think that's a set I've run before. Is Life Orb Fake Out, because I needed the damage, but I also needed like the Fake Out chip to like avoid like Focus Sash lead garbage. We're gonna see a T-Wave go on to that. Dragonite is not gonna be able to deal with Togekiss too well. We're gonna Dragon Dance on this though. We're gonna Wish. Oh, are we E-Speed? Oh, maybe we weren't E-Speed. Maybe we were just faster. Dazzling Gleam. We're gonna Swords Dance on Togekiss. Yeah, you can't really, like, play super passive on Mega Lopunny. Although, I kind of understand why you protect there because of Fake Out, but at this point, like, I think Fake Out Lop is, like, not real anymore. Like, you could just Mach Punch, or you can just, like, SD, because most people are gonna probably try to prep for that. So yeah, you do get kind of fucked here, unfortunately. Mach Punch knocks out the Registeel. Infernape's gonna come in. PK. Oh, is it like a PK Sparks reference? I think he likes Monkey. And yeah, we're gonna Mach Punch. So yeah, SD Mach Punch did kind of just clean the game there, but I think we might have been able to play a little bit better around it. Like, if we were like Sash Infernape or like a Scarf on something, maybe you could have won, but I think from your position, like, a lot of your mons were just kind of weak to Mega Lopunny. I suppose, like, it could have been, like, Scarf Lando T, but I don't know what Lando T does to, like, beat Lop other than, like, Earthquake or, like, Scarf Special Psychic, maybe, which might have been a hard bring, but yeah, and we did have Zeraora to be faster, but, like, once you get up in SD, like, Mach Punch is knocking out, like, most of this team that isn't Togekiss and Lando, so it's kind of tough. Lastly, we have Wisdom versus Yuno. On Wisdom side, we have the Iron Bundle, Decidueye, Klefki, Crocodile, Sneasler, and Vikavolt. No Mega Delphox, which is kind of crazy because I think Mega Delphox, like, isn't a bad matchup into this team. Like, I think Delphox can, like, kind of handle it. Not that it, like, handles Terrapagos, but it can kind of, like, stand up to Terrap, like, a little bit. It forces a lot of speed on Terrap if it's Rapid Spin. And Terrap doesn't have, like, the best coverage into it because, well, I guess he tears Starstorm Delphox, to be fair, but it's not, like, a one-hit KO. Um, yeah, I don't know. But it deals with, like, Melmetal. To be honest, I don't really think Tapu Fini, like, handles... I don't think Tapu Fini handles Mega Delphox, like, super well. Kind of depends. You kind of have to, like, play 50-50s in prep if you're gonna run, like, Iron Defense Fini against, like, Calm Mind Delphox with Psyshock or Psychic. I guess you got, like, Scarf Hoopa Unbound is, like, the best way you have around Delphox. Torn isn't doing much either. Just kind of surprised to not see it. And I guess Yuno didn't bring either of his Megas. I could have maybe seen, like, Mega Pinsir coming to this game, like, Bug Flying coverage with, like, Quick Attack. SD Quick Attack just seems really strong against this team, other than Klefki. But you have, like, Klefki's not, like, a good Pokemon. You have Melmetal. Like, Melmetal just kind of comes in on Klefki, like, every time. I'm gonna see a knockoff on the leftovers. Double Iron Bash isn't gonna do too much to Crook, but it does enough to where, like, you have to switch out. We're gonna Double Iron Bash. It doesn't look like we're, like, Helmet on anything. We're gonna get off a Toxic. And he's gonna Protect. Yeah, Toxic Protect is just an annoying-ass set on Melmetal. It's one of my favorite Melmetal sets. And then, yeah, Wisdom tries to, like, predict here by going for Bug Buzz. Because I guess I could have expected him to go into Zygarde here, but to be honest, like, I probably would have just hit what was in front of you if you had stuff for Zygarde, especially with webs up. Sneasler's gonna come in, and we're gonna close combat, which does, like, not that much. And we activate our White Herb early, so that kind of sucks for Wisdom. But yeah, Thousand Arrows just doesn't do much to Decidueye. It looks like very, like, Fizdef Decidueye. Spirit Shackle did quite a bit. We're gonna see Klefki come in, eat a Heat Wave, but then we get up Light Screen. Heat Wave is gonna miss. Fini's gonna come in on a T-Wave, but it's not gonna affect Fini because of Misty Terrain. Gonna defog those screens and the webs. Are we gonna Dire Claw? Yes. We do not get the Dire Claw proc. That's kind of funny, because I think Sneasler has, like... Well, this is Unburdened Sneasler, but... Was it Unburdened Sneasler? Because does it say that it activates Unburden? I actually don't know. It probably doesn't, actually. Hoopa Unbound's gonna come in on Freeze Dry. That does nothing. I guess Hoopa Unbound could just, like, be specially defensive and deal with Delphox all the same. It doesn't have to be, like, Scarf. Lumberry Torn. Iron Bundle's gonna come in on the Icy Wind. And we bring in Hoopa on Hydro Pump. Fire Punch to the Decidueye. That's kind of crazy that he was scared out by Decidueye. Because I think both sets are bulky, and I think Hoopa is probably faster, but I guess you don't have to risk it. Fire Punch. Doesn't do too much. Yeah. Yeah, Hoopa is it's a dark type buddy. I guess Wisdom said that he thought he'd switch, but that's kind of funny. Because even if you swap, like, you're probably gonna go into Feeny. Hydro Pump is gonna miss. Yeah, we love Hydro Pump. It's a fucking great Pokemon. I haven't used Bundle in like 3 years. I liked Bundle when I used it, but man, I do not like watching other people use this Pokemon. Like, it just does not work sometimes. Dire Claw is gonna knock out Hoopa finally. And we're gonna bring in Zygarde. Are we just gonna like go? We don't even go for it. Oh, and we're like Moxie Crypt. We're not Intim. I thought it said that we were Intim like earlier. I see Ice Beam into Feeny. Moonblast does knock out Decidueye, and then we're gonna see Sneasler come in. We're gonna eat a Moonblast. Oh, it's like Scarfini. That's kind of cool. Dire Claw, and then Trapagos is gonna come in. Close Combat doesn't do too much because of Tear Shell, and then yeah, you Rapid Spin. Now Trapagos is probably faster, but it says that Wisdom wins the battle here because for some reason he like left mid game. Even though the game had like 2 turns left, so yeah, it would have just been another Rapid Spin and then a Terra Starstorm, and then you just kind of win, or probably just like 3 Rapid Spins at this point. Like Iron Bundle's not killing Terapagos, and I think Terapagos is probably killing with Rapid Spins, so that's how the cookie crumbles there. And yeah, next week will be week 2. Thank you guys for watching.